Welcome to Zonk. Welcome to Zonk. Story 1. Some background. I'm early 30s and in a relationship with my boyfriend. We started dating a little less than 2 years ago. When we started dating, I was seeing a married man. I dove into this right after a 12-year relationship and totally obsessed over him. He told me he was going to leave his wife, and for a while, I believed him. Even though deep down I knew it would never happen. I was spending time with my now current boyfriend and really started having feelings for him. But I was so brainwashed and, in my opinion, on the rebound, that my feelings for the married man kept coming in the way. I've also had my share of fun. A one-night stand, going out with some random guys I'd meet, ended up only kissing, nothing more. Some of which were before we were dating, some were not, however. The problem isn't so much what I did, but I completely lied about everything to my current boyfriend about it over and over again. He discovered my emails from the married man, confronted me about it, and I'd still try to talk my way out of it. All he wanted was the full truth, and I would just keep giving him enough information that I thought would appease him and try to move on. I like to think I'm pretty intelligent. Master's degree, successful career, but I honestly couldn't stomach talking about some of the things I did. I'm admittedly a perfectionist and was so ashamed. I just wanted to move on. I've had multiple opportunities to tell all the truth at once, but I kept letting it trickle out. Finally, I yet again retold him all my stories and experiences and came clean about everything. I'm honest with him on a daily basis and have done just about everything to show him that I'm sorry and will promise to be 100% honest in the future as well, should something happen, etc. I talk freely about the experiences now if he needs. He has full access to my emails, phone, etc. I check in constantly. Everything you read about rebuilding trust, I'm doing. However, my boyfriend is having trouble making the leap of faith since he still doesn't trust me and doesn't believe that I've told him everything, which I truly have. I'm stuck. I know it's like the girl who cried wolf. I desperately love him and know he loves me too. But he gets overwhelmed when he thinks about the lies I was able to tell and fears that he'll commit fully to me, i.e. marriage, and that I'll lie again. We're both doing therapy and I'm working on my perfectionist issues and being honest with myself, etc. I'm not a pathological liar, I just went through a really effed up time where I did things I'm not proud of and hid it for fear of looking like I didn't have my stuff together, versus being open and totally vulnerable. I love him so much, I just want to make his pain go away. I know I've caused it and I want to spend the rest of my life showing him how awesome our life can be. But I'm also preparing myself for the day he tells me he just can't do it and wants to leave. Any advice? Please, how do you help someone take the leap of faith and convince them you are trustworthy and have changed? Thank you for your help in advance. It's clear that you deeply regret your past behavior and are committed to rebuilding trust with your partner. It's understandable that he's having trouble making the leap of faith, given the lies that you've told him in the past. It's important to remember that rebuilding trust takes time, and it's not something that can happen overnight. One thing you can do is to be honest and transparent with your partner. This means being open and vulnerable about your thoughts and feelings and not withholding any information that might be relevant. It also means being patient and understanding with your partner as he works through his own feelings and doubts. Comments. Honey, I would never ever lie to you like I did to you for 2 years straight. If you love him, leave him. You are bad news to a person with monogamy on their mind, or for that matter, a person with trust on their mind. Leave him, let him move on. Then worry about rehabilitating yourself before you move on. Later, after you've figured out who and what you are, find someone who doesn't mind or actually likes your screwing other people. And be honest about it, or decide to actually be monogamous, though it seems unlikely. This will never work. A monogamous person and a non-monogamous person can never work. Never. Give up. It's over. Nobody listens to disco. Story 2. I, 28 female, have been with my boyfriend 30 for almost 2 years. I love him very much. We live together with my 2 dogs in my apartment in Melbourne, Australia. A bit of background. Before I met him, I lived alone in a centrally located area. I've always been very independent. I pay my own bills and don't have any debt. We met on POF and hit it off. He moved in after 2 months of dating as it was close to his work and it worked well. I cheated on him last year, once, and was immediately found out after he read my private online diary where I was distraught and hating on myself. It was a horrible thing to do, and after I'm a horrible person for doing so. We talked it out, and he decided he wanted to stay with me. He did, however, get very paranoid, and I caught him often trying to guess the passcode to my phone and reading my written diary to check up on me. 4 months later, I was contacted out of the blue via social media by the man I cheated with. He was begging me to talk to him, wanted me to hear him out. I did not go straight to my boyfriend with this information. I know I should have, as it would have made things easier. I wanted for the guy to say his piece and go away, on my terms for once. My boyfriend saw the guy's name pop up and looking at my phone over my shoulder and freaked out. Tried to get my best friend to give him more information that she didn't have and convince her to let him spring a breakup on me. My friend told me, I contacted him, we broke up. It was messy. His reaction to anything he did not like was always aggressive. Never wanted to talk, heavy on insults to me and threats to guy I cheated with. While I know that's not okay, I felt his reaction was understandable and justified. I apologized and damn near groveled to have him back. After a few weeks, we realized we still loved each other and have been working on things. Late last year, he quit his job. He was working for his uncle as an apprentice panel beater. He was given this job with great benefits and pay, largely due to nepotism. He could take as many sick days and holidays as he wanted, provided he wasn't being crazy and gave notice. He was a lackluster employee, took naps in the bathroom, on his phone more than he should have been, didn't complete the necessary training on schedule, showed up late frequently, etc. At this stage, he was living with friends as we had broken up. Well, more than 6 months on, he's back working for his uncle at half the pay for the same amount of work. When he quit, he ended his salary contract. He was expecting a lump sum payment for holidays unused. He expected 3 out of 4 weeks a year for 2 years of holiday pay to be due. He was due only a quarter per year, in my opinion. He's been getting payments of $500 every 2 weeks on top of his pay for work for the last 2 months. When he first moved back in, I agreed to let him run a tab with me, only a third of rent and half of every shared grocery bill. I felt this was fair, and to be honest, I was happy to have him back. Now, it's wearing very thin. And now we're up to current events. He works part-time now, makes less than $300 a week. But due to his own laziness, he's now not eligible for Centrelink welfare assistance. He started applying when he first quit months ago, but never followed up. So he has limited income. He gets payment every 2 weeks, but has a high credit card balance, overdrawn savings accounts, and fines in the thousands that eat up most of his income. He owes me $1,800 so far, and it accrues each week. My boyfriend told me that he wanted to move to Perth to live with his mother for a few months, to get some space and perspective. The paranoia my infidelity caused is still heavy on his mind. He sprung this on me 2 months ago, and until last week, I was under the impression he was leaving at the end of this month. He's apparently been telling all his friends that he was staying till the end of June at least. He told me he wants to break up when he moves, but wants to enjoy his time with me now. He now lives in my apartment, not paying any rent at the moment, using and complaining about the high-speed internet I had installed at his request and pay for, and in essence treating me like a housemate he occasionally has sex with. He says he loves me, but he doesn't want to contribute to housework. Complains about me not wanting to drive him places, and generally is passive-aggressive about not wanting to do stuff he doesn't want to do. He spends most evenings after work gaming with his friends eating takeout. I don't know how he affords it. I have to persistently beg him to have sex with me, and even then he goes right back to gaming. He only leaves the house to visit his friends where he gets stoned in games and goes to work. I told him no drugs in my house since he OD'd on acid last year, and had developed a nasty weed habit. He has lied and brought drugs home twice. I've been okay with him smoking outside in the past. but he decided to smoke it indoors recently when he lied about having it and left the paraphernalia around. My mom recently pointed out that he was taking advantage of me. I had never thought of it that way, but now that the idea is here in my head, it is persistent. I now feel like he's staying with me because he gets to live out of home, with fast internet, and gets to eat and do what he wants with minimal overhead. He wouldn't want to move back in with his dad as it would be a lifestyle change he would find distasteful. I don't know if I should end things now. I love him so much and I keep holding on to hope that he'll want to stay and things will change. But I've also been preparing myself for him leaving, getting together documentation of his debt to me, paying off accounts so I can continue to afford my lifestyle, being more social so I have a support network when he goes. If he stays, I don't think anything will change, and I'll be stuck carrying around our relationship while he gets to live a lifestyle beyond his means. It's understandable that his reaction to your infidelity was aggressive and paranoid, but it's not healthy or productive for him to continue to hold on to these feelings and to behave in a controlling manner. It's also not fair for him to want to break up with you but continue to enjoy the benefits of the relationship in the meantime. Ultimately, it is up to you to decide what is best for you in this situation. It may be worth considering having a serious conversation with your boyfriend about your concerns and trying to work through them together, but it may also be necessary to consider ending the relationship if these issues cannot be resolved. Comments: break up. ASAP preferably. He's definitely taking advantage of you. You think you owe him because you cheated on him, which was a shitty thing to do, but you don't need to support him. The relationship is toxic and I fail to see how it could ever improve. You owe him an apology and your remorse for breaking his trust by cheating. But you don't owe him anything more than that. You aren't obligated to support him. He's not your child. As much as you feel you're stuck in a relationship, it's important to remember you never are.